Well, ladies and gentlemen, AEW All in Texas is in the books, and here we are asking ourselves what just happened. It was a fantastic show. It was a long show, but you got your money's worth. It was something to behold. This was a weekend full of wrestling, and I live for weekends like this. Do my best, I will, to cover everything, but for now, let's talk about All in Texas. What just happened? We had 3 matches on the pre-show. First, it was the Sons of Texas, Dustin, Rhodes, Sammy, Guevara, Ross Von Erich, I don't have a hard time saying his name, and Marshall Von Erich taking on Shane Taylor Promotions, with the Sons of Texas winning. Then we had Big Boom AJ teaming up with the Conglomeration to go on to defeat a combination of the Don Callis family. And then we had FTR defeat the Outrunners in another fantastic tag team match. It was just good all around. So we opened up with the Trios Championship match, and I was surprised we opened up with this match because AEW likes to open with like a party match. So I was suspecting either the TNT title match with Adam Cole's injury, that's a fatal 4-way, or the Swerve Ospreay tag team match, or even the tag team title match, because their Hurt Syndicate are just awesome. But we had the Trios Championship match with the Opps teaming up to take on the Death Riders, and this was a fine match. AEW likes to get things just started. The match started 8 minutes into the first hour. It went 15 minutes. I don't think it needed to go that long, but everybody wanted to really get their spots in. Ultimately, the Opps won, retaining the Trios Championship, and I'm hoping to see more from the Trios division. The Opps are a good team that are very, very popular, that the fans love, they can get behind, and there are plenty of Trios teams that we should really be seeing in AEW vying for this belt. Wheeler Yuta is the standout here because everybody just hates Wheeler Yuta. Claudio doing his thing and going up against Hobbs, and Gabe Kidd, that devilishly wild card from New Japan. This was just fantastic. The heels after the match took out the Opps and then pretty much pilmanaged Joe's head and neck, so he was written out. So that canceled the Opps for the main event to back up Hangman Adam Page. This was a nice match, really more suited for Collision than the pay-per-view. This probably should have been a cool down match. Then we had the Men's Casino Gauntlet, and this joint ran 35 minutes. There were so many stories going on here, but the main story for this match was Ricochet, MJF, and his feud with Mark Briscoe and Mystico. We had some fun return in Juice Robinson, who made his return. The Guns made their return to backing up their man Juice. Bang Bang Gang in the building. Max Caster doing his thing. This was ultimately a fun match. MVP was on commentary. Kota Ibushi was in the match. Josh Alexander was in this match. This was a good version of just this of this battle royal, the Casino Gauntlet. And ultimately MJF won. He stole the win. Briscoe landed a J Driller on Roderick Strong, but MJF threw him out of the ring and stole the pin. And MVP noted, MJF works smarter, not harder. So now MJF has the guaranteed world championship match. It did not need to go 35 minutes. The one thing that hurts AEW is not every match needs to go long, but ultimately I love this. FTR will be on commentary for the tag team title match. Adam Cole came out and announced that he has to relinquish the TNT Championship, dealing with an injury. He has some health issues that's causing him to not compete. I think it might be due to his previous concussion that he's had. He was in tears, and he doesn't want to say he's retiring, but he just got to take time away. I'm hoping for the best, for good things for Adam Cole. So the impromptu match was, he scored well. He also admitted that he scored in 38 on the brain test when the average was 120. So all positivity to Adam Cole. Man's just a great part of this business and a great ambassador for professional wrestling. I hope he gets better. So the title was on the line, vacated. It was Dan Garcia, Sammy Guevara, Dustin Rhodes, and Kyle Fletcher. And this one was crazy because Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, this was their third match in 2 nights. So everybody assumed that Kyle Fletcher was going to win this match. Hell, we assumed Kyle Fletcher was going to beat Adam Cole. But everybody got their spots in, and in probably the biggest upset of the evening, Dustin Rhodes won. And they lingered on Kyle Fletcher looking dejected and disappointed after the match, because even the commentator said this was Kyle Fletcher's match to lose. Garcia wasn't upset. Sammy wasn't upset. This is a good, just feel-good moment for Dustin. This is his first championship in AEW. Note he's a champion in Ring of Honor. And I expect a nice, solid run for the team in the title, but ultimately I still think he's going to lose it to Kyle Fletcher. This was just a way to send the folks in Texas home happy. This was just fun. Then we had the tag team match with Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland taking on the Young Bucks. If Ospreay and Swerve lost, they could not challenge for the world title for a year. If the Young Bucks lost, they lose their EVP status to Swerve and Ospreay. Taz joined us on commentary. First up, we had JoJo on the stage, surrounded by the Fireflies. She was singing Swerve's original music, which was Can't Nobody, when he was in Defy. Just awesome. Ospreay came out to his Assassin's Creed. I can't think of somebody that loves Assassin's Creed more than me, other than Will Ospreay. The Bucks came out with their coming out on like a ship and being patriotic because they are the founding fathers. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you that this is fantastic. Like, it went 26 minutes. The double team moves, the sequences were just, there's one sequence where it was just super kicks into counters, into finishers, and exhaustion. I know a lot of people don't like the indie style of wrestling, but with the independent style of wrestling, it's all about fast momentum, getting your second win, and then finally collapsing, and that's just telling a different story. This was a really good match. I really thought the Bucks were going to win, because I thought, as a way to serve the story for Swerve and Ospreay, where they can't challenge for the world title for a year, so now that regulates them to like the tag team division. Imagine Swerve and Ospreay as a tag team. Like, Lord, that would have been awesome. I think the crowd was more into this than anything else on the show. That includes the main event, all three of the main events. But ultimately, this was a fantastic match. The team of Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland won. The Bucks have lost their EVP says. I'm very curious to see where we go here with the Young Bucks. Then we have the Women's Casino Gauntlet, and y'all know me, I love women's professional wrestling. 1 and 2 were Chris Statlander and Megan Bain. There was a lot of action here, but a lot of it also felt random. Number 3 in the match was Willow Nightingale, so her and Chris are not done yet. We had a return in Harley Cameron. She wasn't in the match, but she helped to eliminate Penelope Ford. Anna Jay wasn't in the match. Ty Mello was. Julia Hart was in the match, but Sky Blue wasn't. We had a debut in Shuri from New Japan, and this is, oh my god, if y'all haven't seen Shuri, get ready. Her and Athena, inject that into my blood right now. But ultimately, the home state woman won. Our forever champion Athena won. She is now guaranteed a world championship match. I did not see that coming. Like, I had picked Ricochet to win the Men's Casino Gauntlet, and I believed I picked Willow to win the Women's Casino Gauntlet, but Athena winning is different. Where does she fit in? She pretty much is Ring of Honor. So where does she fit in when it comes to the Women's World Championship? It's a dominant headline for her. To see a dominant champion get her respect and her due, I am all for this. Then we had the triple threat match for the tag team championship with the Hurt Syndicate defending against the Patriarchy and Jet Speed. This was an awesome, really fun match. It was a nice little placeholder to really get everybody ready for the triple main event. It probably could have gone 5 to 6 minutes, a little shorter, so like around 12 to 13 minutes this match should have gone. But the whole story of this match was you have to do everything in your power to stop the Hurt Syndicate, and it was not enough. Lashley and Benjamin retain FTR were on commentary. They caused the patriarchy to lose turning on. They hurt Christian. So after the match, Nick Wayne surprised Christian. FTR stood in the ring. Kip, Sabian, and Mother Wayne stood next to Nick, and she was happy. And we knew the turn was coming. We just didn't think it would be this soon. After everything Christian has done for and to Nick Wayne, it was bound to happen. So Kip joined in an attack on Christian. They were about to give him a concerto, and as Nick wound up for a concerto on Christian, Adam Copeland made his return. Spirit Dash and Catch, remember, they were the two that put him out. The patriarchy fled. Copeland took out Sabian, and the FTR ran away. So Cope picks up Christian and tells him to go find yourself. Remember what Christian told Cope their first interaction? So yes, we are building towards FTR versus essentially Edge and Christian, probably at Forbidden Door, because I believe Forbidden Door, it's either Forbidden Door is in London. No, it's All Out. All Out takes place in Toronto, Edge and Christian's hometown. Then we had, probably, ladies and gentlemen, my match of the evening, the Women's World Championship match. Toni Storm defending against Mercedes Moné, and ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for these two women. So both came out with just awesome entrances. Mercedes was wearing a jacket that had a train on it with the names of every single woman she had defeated coming up into this match. Now let's get one thing straight, ladies and gentlemen. People kept saying this. She was not undefeated coming into this match. She had 2 tag match losses teaming with Harley Cameron. Mercedes Moné record going into All In was 24-2. Toni Storm came out with just her gusto, and this was beautiful. These two women are some of the best at what they do, and much of the discourse was over the last many months was Mercedes Moné, quote unquote, having creative control and being called Mercedes Hogan, which none of it is true. This match went 24 minutes. It was very, very good. It was definitely worthy of co-main eventing. There were times where I thought Mercedes was going to win, but I believe I ultimately picked Toni Storm to win this match. Toni wins hitting an avalanche Storm Zero off of the top rope. So Mercedes Moné does not win the AEW Women's World Championship. And I think what we now have going here is we're going to start to see the fall off, the crash out of Mercedes Moné losing all of those championships until she ultimately builds back up to win the Women's World Championship probably next year at All In, and probably as a babyface. But this was a fantastic match. Toni Storm can now go work with more talent to help establish them. Mercedes Moné can then start working with other talent to help establish them and building them up. Like, this was just a beautiful decision with a beautiful match. I loved it. Now, I thought this match was the weakest out of the 3 co-main events, and this was the quote-unquote unification match for the AEW International and Continental Championship. Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada, and this had a lot to live up to just because we know the history between Okada and Omega. Don Callis and the crew definitely got involved. It was still a very, very good match. We've just seen better from them too, but again, they were younger men in those days. Okada leaned in, focusing on Omega's abs, which was really, really great. And Omega had to rally each and every time, but Don Callis got the upper hand with it, and it just kind of worked. So Okada wins the match, becoming the new unified championship. This was fine. I really enjoyed it. I probably would have had. Well, here's the thing. This was the cool down match between the 2 world title matches. So it was like, okay, I kind of wish this match opened the card. But this was still a very, very fun match. Then we had our main event, the Texas Death Match with Jon Moxley defending the AEW World Championship against Hangman Adam Page in a Texas Death Match. Wow. This was something. It's very, very hard to describe everything that went down in this match, but what we will do, let's talk about it like this. During Roman Reigns' run as Undisputed Champion, you knew how his matches were going to go. I did not wake up until the interference started. So, them beating the hell out of each other really didn't matter to me until the interference started. So, we had the Death Riders come out, obviously, to help give Mox the upper hand, because that's what they do, and there was really nobody to stop them. I mean, what could people do? Marina Shafir, she was the first one to go. She actually got handcuffed by Prince Nana, so she's taken out of the equation. Then, I believe Bryan Danielson shows up in the Blue Panther mask to help fight off the rest of the Opps. Samoa Joe, remember, he was taken out. Not the Opps, the Death Riders. Hangman had given Mox a one-winged angel. So here we are doing all of these callbacks. So they trade blows, and we get a video on the screen after Yuta brings out the plastic bag, and we know what happens with the plastic bag. The Opps just have, not the Opps, the Opps, the Death Riders have the upper hand. And on that video screen, it's someone with a beard on top of Mount Everest. It's Darby Allin saying he's going to take everything from Mox. While this is going on, Bryan Danielson shows up in a Blue Panther mask. It's the Blue Psycho knee on Claudio, on Yuta, gives them the kicks to everybody, including Gabe Kidd. Darby comes lowered from the rafters, distracting Mox, who gets hit with a buckshot. Darby then hits a coffin drop on the Death Riders. Hangman brings Mox back into the ring. Prince Nana takes care of her. It was a lot going on. So then Ospreay tries helping. He gets taken out. And lastly, here comes Swerve to take out the rest of the Death Riders. He's got the chain, and we're all wondering, will Swerve help his mortal enemy? Now let's pause right here. This is why I said earlier the tag match was really, really important, the one against the Young Bucks, because think about this: if they lose the Swerve and Ospreay, they go into the tag team division, and if they win, right, does he help Hangman? Because them losing, well, I don't have to help Hangman. I can't challenge him for a year. But they win the match. He gives Hangman the chain. Mox gets hit. He gets hung. Match over. And your new world champion, Hangman Adam Page, and he unlocks the briefcase and brings out that beautiful, beautiful championship. Remember, y'all, we haven't seen the championship since Mox won it. If this is not your style of match, I can very, very understand you would be turned off. It is your style. If you love everything involved about the violence that AEW brings, this is for you. This was the perfect ending. The image of Hangman and his emotions opening, it just Jim Ross on commentary. All of this was just amazing. All in was a triumph. I do think it went a little long. I would have been fine with 5 hours, not 6. This show didn't have to go 6 hours. A lot of these matches didn't have to go as long as they were. I wish there was one more women's match. I'm really surprised we did not get Willow Nightingale versus Marina Shafir. I am very, very shocked about that. I would have at least had that on 0 hour. But overall, All In was a triumph, and now we move forward. Can Tony Khan keep up the momentum? I'm going to give All In a 9 out of 10. It would have been a perfect pay-per-view, but it was a little too long, and I wish there was one more women's match on the card. But overall, fantastic show. We have a new world champion. We have great storylines coming out of this. I love it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try to give you guys one more show tomorrow. try to cover. You know what? The recap is just going to be extra long. It's going to cover Saturday Night's Main Event. It's going to cover Supercard of Honor. Go watch that. Please go watch Supercard of Honor. It was a fantastic show. But this is what just happened all in 2025. Peace.